Hey guys, welcome back to Value Customs. I appreciate you tuning in here and watching. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button for me. It doesn't cost you anything. It'll help the channel grow. It'll help get notified of what we're doing next. And I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, here's what we're going to do today. We got the 68 in here on the hoist. We're going to pick it up and we're going to get ourselves a gas tank in there. Now, the stock gas tank, I do believe, had sat for many years with some fuel in it and maybe a little moisture, and it's not good. It's it's probably one of the worst ones I've seen inside. I'll get you a picture of it here. But we took it out. We took it out of the cab. We're going to relocate a fuel tank. I don't think, well, I shouldn't say that. In the past, I used to own a radiator shop. Radiator shop correlates back to gas tanks. I've cleaned many a gas tank when I was younger and owned that shop. I do know how to clean them, so I can do it. But I would rather not put that gas tank inside behind the seat anyway. Eventually, we'll probably change motors in this truck, and we're gonna have to have a more modern fuel tank and fuel system for what the plans are in the future. So we're gonna go ahead and put a tank mounted underneath the bed. We just well upgrade it now. We'll get rid of the one behind the seat. Unfortunately, I don't want the fumes and stuff. You know, they're probably not bad, but I just don't want them. And in the future, if we're running an electric pump, I don't want to listen to that pump hum. And that's the plans for later. So we're just going to go ahead right now and get started on that. So like I said, we got her on the hoist here. I'll show you what we got. Let me turn around here. We went to LMC Truck Parts, and we got ourselves a under the bed tank with the strap kit. And we're going to, you know what? I opted to go with just the coming up through the bed floor instead of coming out the edge. And now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have did coming out the end and maybe brought it out in the tail light or somewhere. But for now, it is what it is. I already have it. I ordered it. It came in. We got a sending unit someplace. Hopefully it's in this box or another box that we got. Anyway, we're going to try to get this under that, down there, underneath there, here, right down under there. But we gotta pick this up first. So, and then we'll get this here. Man, that tank is pretty. Look at that. Look at that, how pretty that is. Okay, we're going to get this mounted up there tonight. And we got maybe one more thing we're going to do here. But we'll talk about that after we get this tank in. So, I'm going to raise this up and we'll see if it's going to fit up underneath the bed. Yeah. Hey, have you subscribed yet? Go do that. Hit that button. Help me out. Get some notifications in there. Click on that little bell so it goes ding, ding, ding when I post another one of these every Thursday. All right. Get the truck in here. We'll be right back. See you in a minute. Okay, guys. I got the tank pushed up into place here. You can see that these straps come with a bend in them. That bend is not supposed to be there. They bend that up to get that in the box and ship it to you. So you can see I straightened this one out fairly decent. Now, some of these tanks you can just mount right to the frame. You can bolt a hole or drill a hole and bolt it directly in. If you do that, I would suggest getting a little rubber in there, and we will. Before we're done here, we'll have a piece of rubber in there holding that, and I'll put a piece of rubber on here in the bottom to kind of hold the tank. I don't want any vibrations, so we're going to opt to use the straps. And all I did is straighten it out. I got it set up here. Here's where it's going to go. I'm going to slide it over a little bit. I'm going to get it down past there, and I'm going to bring it back up. I'm going to get it up to the edge up there and get it flat. I'm going to tip it. I'm going to slide it back a little bit, and I'm just going to go up and make a make a mark up there, and that's where I'm going to drill my hole. So we're going to get it mounted on the one side and bolted. The other side, we're going to use these little J hooks. We'll do the same. We'll put it up in there. We'll mark it. We'll get our hole, and then pull it all back down, get our lines hooked up, and get ready to mount it for good. But we got to have a little rubber up in there to keep them vibrations. So I've got a chunk. If you watched my video with the 50 Chevrolet, when we put the fuel tank in that, I'll probably use that same chunk of rubber that I bought, so I don't have to go buy anything. I know when I did order this from LMC, they were out of the rubber kit that goes along with it, so I can't use that. So we'll go ahead and use our own. Well, this one's proven to be a little trickier because my hoist is in the way, so we're just gonna kind of bend this up about where it should go. We're gonna tip it and mark our hole. All right, so we got that side. I'm gonna flip this around so I don't have to bend it again to do the other side. Oh, we got issues. Got a light caught. You know, if you guys got a hoist at home, that's one thing here. I bought these lights off Amazon. They were they're actually on Amazon Prime at the moment. That tells you what day we're doing this. But even if they're not bad. They come in a 10 or 12 pack. They're just a inexpensive LED light. You can mount them anywhere. What I did is I just got them sitting underneath the hoist here. It lights up everything we need to see. I don't have to stand here and hold a trouble light or get a magnetic light that I forget under here and it burns out and it's gone forever in La La Land because you don't know where it is when it's not shining. So I've got them all the way along the edge of the I'll turn you around here. I got them along the edge of the rail of the hoist. Oh, hey, don't get dizzy on me. I just got 4 of them under here. It lights up the bottom of the truck everywhere I want to work. And that's my cheap under vehicle hoist lighting. I guess I don't know what you want to call it, but that's what I'm going to call it. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get the rest of these holes marked on this side and that side. And we'll get a drill out. We'll drill some holes. We'll get everything ready to mount. We'll drop the tank back down. Get our fuel lines hooked up. And our tank set up in there. I don't think you were going to want to watch that, but hey, I'll put it on fast forward in case you do. You know, some people, they never see anybody drill a hole apparently, but yeah, okay. That's what we're going to do. I just can't believe how clean this truck is underneath. Anyway, all right. I'm going to get back to marking my other set of holes and we'll get the drill out. Okay. We'll be back in a minute. All right, we're under the 68 again, getting ready to throw this fuel tank up in there. We did go ahead and mark our hole. We cut our hole so we can get, we can see that, hang on, right up there. So we can get the filler neck up in there. Got our straps ready, got our fuel line run, got our a sending unit power run, and We got our tank ready, got the sending unit in the tank, got our fancy fitting on there, and our other hose deal there. So I'm gonna try to get you so you can watch what we're doing here. It's gonna be so exciting. We're gonna pick a gas tank up and put it in. Can you hear the excitement? The crowd's roaring. But here we go, let's get it in there. Hopefully, this might be one of the last times we put it in. Get it up in there and make it stay there. Would be a good thing. I'll try to get our line on here quick. Maybe I gotta get that up a little higher. Oh, gonna mess with my light over there. There, hopefully it'll stay right there. Now this line, hopefully you can see it. All I did, that's just an old bolt connector. The truck had a eyelet on it. We extended this out from the inside the cab so that it's not behind the seat no more, and that'll just snap right on here. Yes, I got plenty extra wire here because once it's up in place, then we'll pull it back in and we'll secure it all up. Once we get the fuel line in, we got to connect that on the other end. So we'll get this on here real quick, tight, and then we can get her up into place where she belongs. And when it's all said and done, we will have a under the bed fuel tank, gas tank. I guess if I say fuel, it becomes all kinds of other stuff. So under the bed gas tank, and I'll show you my fancy AN fitting wrenches, which, you know, these you got to buy these special now. These are special wrenches for the AN fittings. You don't want to mess these fittings up, so we'll use these special wrenches. We'll get these tight. I know there's somebody getting mad at me for this, but I don't have them fancy wrenches, but I do got the fancy fittings, so we'll use them. You know what though? You know what? I think I want that fitting turned. How it'll turn. All right, let's get this tight here. Uh-oh, my fancy fitting wrench, it moved on me here. Fancy fitting wrench ain't fitting. Oh, come on. That's probably why you should spend the money on the wrenches, I suppose, so they don't do what just happened there where it moved on me. But it'll be all right. It'll be all right. We'll be okay. We'll get her tightened up. If it leaks, I guess I'll have to do it again, but it shouldn't. All right. Fancy fitting wrenches are done. We'll pull this back, get it out of the way, and we'll pick that up in there. Get the strap up there. Look at that. It almost fits. Come on. Got nut to go on there. It don't want to go on very good. There we go. Alright. At least that'll hold it while I wrestle the other side in place. I can't get this one to do the same thing. Look at that. Whoever measured that was a genius, because that line right up. Yeah, okay, it's not a genius, it's me. Alright, so come on, get started. Alright, I want to take a quick peek up in here. Make sure that my hole's getting lined up nice. Step back here and we'll take a look. Looks like we are not quite right here. Oh, what was that? Okay. Straps are looking good and straight. Like so. Tank slides all the way that way. And now we can snug her up. How'd we do? Bad boy looks pretty good. We still got to get our ground up here somewhere. We'll come back to that in a second. Let's pull our line out. Yeah, let's look and see if our hole's gonna line up top. Well, it ain't perfect, but it's pretty darn close, I think. Kind of feels like our fuel tank might have moved a little, and it did. But that'll be all right. So, I'm gonna unclip you here for a second. There, the tank is in place. Straps, they'll bend back up in place or do what they're supposed to do. We got that. We'll come back. We'll get that ground hooked up in here, maybe right there or something. I don't know if you can see that. We'll get that hooked up right there. So, our next adventure. We're gonna get this fuel line run up in here. I'm gonna put you down again. I know this is kind of some tedious stuff, but hey, it has to happen. So, we've got this 3/8 fuel line. We'll run that back up. Try to get to the other end where we got our line coming from the front. We'll get this up here and there. And we'll come back in. We'll zippy tie that in there. So, let's come up here and take a look at what we got. All right. So we're up here now, and we're gonna just cheat. We're just gonna use this line that's coming out, that used to come down from up here in the floor, and it comes out and runs up to the carbon maker up there. We're just gonna use that line, and so we're gonna come out of that. That's a 5/16 line, so we need to get that. Where can I snap you on here so you can kind of get a visual of what we're doing? I don't know, maybe right here. Does that get you? I know that thing's in the way. We're gonna get this line snapped up in there real good. Get that on there, if it'll go. Come back on there a little bit. Yeah, that looks all right. Let me grab something. I thought I had a pliers back here, but I don't. But I do got my fancy. What is that? That's a fancy snap-on crimper. That'll take care of that hose clamp right there, won't it? If it don't, we can always say it should have, but yeah, I think we got her. We got her. Get that hose clamp. Oh, look at that. Looks like it worked. Okay, so I've got a 5/8 line running forward. We got a 3/8 line coming back. I picked up this fancy reducer thingy. Yeah, man. Looks like that container is child-proof and idiot-proof, so double whammies me. All right, there we go. Get this open. Come on, let go. All right. So, got 5/8 to a 5/16 to a 3/8. We got this little reducer. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm doing that. Why don't I just go ahead and run a new 3/8 line all the way forward? Well, sometime in the near future, we're going to be making some big changes to this truck. But for right now, we just kind of like to maybe cruise it a little bit, see what happens. So we're just going to throw this together here. We'll get up here, we'll just shorten this 5/16 up. And we'll grab a hose clamp. Get that over it. Get that 5/16 piece pushed in there. The hose clamp ain't quite big enough for me to get me a screwdriver. Get this pushed in there a lot better than what it is. Alright, get in there. Okay, now we're coming back here. We'll pull this 5/16 out of the way. And we'll move that over there. So here's our 3/8. We're going to leave some slack in it so we can get in there and zippy tie it where it needs to be and give it some room to move and grow and be happy. We're going to cut that off right there. And a hose clamp over that one. And we'll shove that one over the barb. And there we go. 3/8 to 5/16. Now all it needs is a screwdriver and some zippy ties. So, you don't need to watch me do that part, so we'll, hey, that was a super close up. Now I'm under at these lights and they're making my face look funny, but it is what it is there. So, we're gonna go, hey, look at that. I forgot to put a nut on that there shock. I should probably fix that right now. Okay, so I'll get that fixed. I'm gonna get some zip ties. We're gonna get this all tidied up above my head here. We'll probably drill a quick hole in that, and I'll bring it back and show you what we got done. See you in a minute. Okay, we got everything hooked up. We got our ground hooked up here. We tidied up our fuel line and our power line to the send unit. I did want to show you this. I got everything zip tied. Now, I don't know if you guys ever have bought one of these. I was in the Harbor Freight one day and these things were on sale and I thought they were kind of a gimmick. So, I bought one. Of course I would. Why not? But, then I used it. And I used it on these little zippy zap ties here. And you just put it in there, squeeze, tightens it up, cuts it off. I mean, how much easier can that get? They're all the same tension. You don't have them over tight, you don't have them coming apart. See that right there? See, it just pulls it. When it gets snug, cuts her off. There's nothing sharp left. Them are just the slickest tool. If you don't got one, you should get one. So, there we have it. We got the underbed tank pretty much in. We got to go up on top and get the filler neck put in, screwed down. And I believe that is all we got left here on this fuel tank project. So, I'll see you up top in a second. We got the truck back down on the ground. Here we are. Lined up a little bit. It was off just a tad there. And she's in butt dead center in the floor. I've seen some off to the side, some off the other way. I'm not sure. The thing unscrews like that. And goes back in like so. And tightens up. Now, I think this is supposed to turn. There it is. Yeah, it's for a handle. We unscrew it. Screw her back on. Push her down and turn it. It doesn't turn very easy. There we go. Now I got some fingerprints all over it, but there it is. There, that's an LMC underbed fuel tank. Now we ran the sending unit. We ordered it as a kit from LMC. Came with everything you needed. Obviously, you're probably going to put it in a nicer bed than I just did. You can see that it's not even, it's not nothing, but that's all right. It's in there, and that's what we're doing with this truck. We're making it run and drive and whatever. Now, the original gas tank that was behind the seat, I showed you that a little bit ago. It was nasty, super nasty. Wasn't good at all. So we opted for this LMC kit. Now I know they're all Chinese, you know, it just depends on which company you want to order from. It's not rocket science. I mean, I suppose you can pay a lot more money or whatever, or you can get the one that comes out the side and you make it come up in your tail light. And maybe that's what I should have did, but I didn't. So I went the cheapest way. This is a budget build. No luxuries. So we got that done. Get one thing done every day. Every night. Every night you get out in that garage, you get one thing done. So we're probably going to call it good on this one for now. And we will be back with our next project soon. But I want to say thank you. Thanks for everybody for watching us here on Value Customs. Like I said earlier, we really appreciate them subscribes, the likes, the comments, the shares, the whatever you want to say or do. You know, we appreciate that. It doesn't cost you anything. you know. So I'm out here having fun, getting some things done, and I appreciate you coming along with the ride. So again, we're gonna call her good for tonight. We'll hit it hard again on the next one. Thanks for watching, and as always, take care. God bless. We'll see you again soon.